A lot of news is reporting, including Just the News, our friends at Just the News, more than 160 Republicans have been potentially investigated in Arctic frost. So, Dad, why don't you give them a breakdown of what Arctic frost is and what this means?
The government always comes up with these notions of describing their investigations with awkward terminology. Arctic frost is what the code name was for this investigation involving lawmakers, legislators. I'm talking about members of the United States Congress, House and Senate, and the January 6th certification process and the protests that went up on Capitol Hill. And here's what is just unbelievably outrageous about all of this. If you look at who they targeted here, it was the then chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Lindsey Graham, Senator Marsha Blackburn, Senator Bill Hagerty, Senator Ted Cruz, and Jack Smith, the so-called special counsel. And you know my views on special counsels. I never like them for any party. I don't care what party it is. I've seen the abuse, and I've lived the abuse representing President Trump, so we know firsthand. And they basically were getting phone records on these individuals. Now we know it's much broader than those senators, up to 150 people. I suspect, Logan, by the way, there's many more. That may be legislators. I'm sure there's other people. And they were getting who they called, when they called, where were they when they called. And we are representing these members of Congress, a number of them, including Senator Graham and Senator Blackburn and Senator Cruz. And we are taking this very seriously. We have authorized the filing initially of the Freedom of Information Act demand, which is going out tomorrow. And that will start the process that I suspect here leads to litigation, because we've also looked at constitutional violations that have taken place, including something as important as the speech and debate clause of the United States Constitution, which talks about equal branches of government.
There are a lot of names that people would know on this list. It's nearly 200 pages of documents provided the new insights into. Again, they said this is a quote from Just the News, sweeping insight aimed, of course, at President Trump and the Trump world. You're talking about a lot of people that you would know. Again, like you said, a lot of those elected officials, but then, of course, people, if you look at this, there's John Eastman, there's Rudy Giuliani, people you obviously worked with during that time. A lot of people that were under investigation. In this, they were using tags in their files, the new records, including fraud, corrupt, whenever talking about this, corrupt camp. The new release documents also included various people and various targets. But again, they were even already going ahead and starting to make these labels and tags and groupings, including, like you said, fraud and corrupt. It also just shows you the leanings that were already coming out of this.
No question about it. It's a really good point you made, Logan. And remember, what we're doing here in our Government Accountability Project, this is an ongoing effort of the ACLJ, is just like in the IRS targeting scandal. We'll get the answers. We're going to take appropriate legal action, and we're going to represent the American people and, of course, these members of Congress. But we'll talk more about this in November. I'm seeing a lot of chats come in when people are saying, so what exactly is Arctic frost? It was a portion of the investigation that Jack Smith had undertaken going after President Trump and others. And he subpoenaed the phone records of sitting members of the United States House and Senate, among other people.
It seemed like for no reason other than, maybe the party they represented. I mean, it was people who were involved very loosely in all of this.
100%. And what the outrage of all this was that Merrick Garland's office authorized all this. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. We will get the accountability in place. We will take the appropriate legal action. And, Logan, these are big cases. I've got another one we're going to announce next month at the Supreme Court. That's huge. I mean, just incredible. I'll save it for then. But the support from our individual ACLJ members, and especially our ACLJ champions, is vital. And I encourage everybody that's listening or watching to support the work. Just go to aclj.org.